Recording in progress.
If you can all start making your way to your seats, we'll be starting momentarily. we're going to get started. Please take your seats. Come on over. Lots of space up front. Where's Michael? Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah. He was also doing, but we did the sound check with him already. Yeah, right? Yeah! Woo! Woo! All right, we got Izzy. No sound. Who is saying that no sound? Online. Okay. But Michael was on his phone. Mike's on his phone. Can you hear? Oh, all right. Okay. We will speak in the mic for those online. How do we not get the chat? All right, we're going to get started. As in right now. As in sit down and stop talking. Over there by the drinks. We're starting. Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming. Woo! Actually, you're supposed to start. So you're going to start.
Welcome. Thank you for attending. We are 36 days away from the rally. Very close, very exciting. We've introduced ourselves many times, but we are the co-chairs this year, Rob and Ariel. This is year 18 for me and year 7 for Ariel. So we're thrilled and honored to be part of the event with each of you. So we will get started. We'll share the agenda shortly. First with the land acknowledgement. Please welcome Izzy.
Yeah.
Today, with heavy hearts and profound introspections, we come together in this house with a collective sense of mourning and sorrow. We carry with us not only the weight of history, but also a profound responsibility and an acknowledgement of the deep-seated injustice that have shaped our nation. As Canadian, we have inherited a legacy of capitalism that too often has blinded us to the systemic operation faced by indigenous people. This numbness has unwittingly perpetuated the harm with white supremacy and colonialism, reinforcing structures that marginalize and oppress. It is incumbent upon us as settlers and immigrants of this land to disturb the systems of oppression and the activity resist settler colonialist capitalism. Our commitment must be unwavering. We must heed the leadership of indigenous communities, learning from their wisdom and resilience. This commitment demands daily actions to educate ourselves about our shared history, to confront the ongoing displacement and cultural genocide, and to draw inspiration from indigenous ways of connection and support. Central to this commitment is engaging in difficult conversations with our friends, families, team captains, team members, and within ourselves. Conversations that require courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truth. Let us also acknowledge with the utmost sincerity that all your training rights yesterday, the big meeting today, and our bike rally event tomorrow will take place on a stolen land. Toronto is the traditional territory where we must honor treaties, such as the Dish with On Spoon, the Truro Wampum, and the Treaty 13. These agreements, older than our Constitution, affirm our duty to share and protect the land, recognizing the sovereignty of indigenous nations, including the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, Wendat, and Mississaugas of the Credit. Yet, we recognize the historical injustice embedded to these treaties, agreements often made under duress, as testament to the coercion of settlers' colonialism. This history has resulted in the denial of access and theft of resources, contributing to the ongoing challenge faced by the indigenous community today. We must move beyond mere acknowledgements. While important land acknowledgements alone do not suffice, we must act with informed consent, accountability, transparency, and reparative justice. These principles must guide our actions as we commit ourselves to learning, unlearning, and actively participating in meaningful change. Dear friends, let us pledge to never repeat the mistakes of the past, to confront our compatibility and the tireless pursuit of future where justice, respect, and equality for indigenous people are not just aspiration, but lived realities. Let us honor the peaceful souls who have defended and loved their native lands dearly. May the spirits find solace in the land they cherish with unvarying devotion.
Thanks, Izzy, for that very thoughtful acknowledgement. To continue in that spirit, next we'll welcome Rod Machano, who's PWA's Wooshka Baywis peer support worker, and who's joining us as crew on the rally this year to say a few words.
I just want to say thank you, Miigwech, all my relations. I just want to say my partner and I, Alexander, we created that land acknowledgement that you see when you come into PWA. And part of that was vision, and the vision was for all walks of life. One of the reasons why I'm still here today is because of you, and how we help each other to understand what we're doing as people, because we all have that beauty within us. And you know, part of what PWA is helping us to do, and with the medicines, and I'm passing out tobacco ties, and when I do one song, and it's after Suzanne reads the land acknowledgement, but it's a ceremonial song, and all the sounds that we sing are ceremonial sounds, and they're between myself and my higher power, like your higher power. And part of seeing the beauty within each of us. One of the teachings that came forward in the past year was the grandfather teachings, the grandmother teachings, and one new one was the grandparents. And the grandparents, they talk about seeing the pure beauty of the spirit. And they see no gender, no race, no color, just pure beauty of the spirit medicine, like I see in here. You know, I feel so much great energy, and that's how I work. I work with the energy. So I'm gonna pass it to Suzanne. Thank you.
The Toronto PWA Foundation recognizes that the work we do within the modern-day city of Toronto takes place on the historical and traditional territory of many Indigenous nations, including the Anishinaabe and Wendat peoples, and more recently, the Mississaugas and Haudenosaunee nations, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island. By making this acknowledgement, we strive to be allies and take an active part in reconciliation by honoring the land, history, and unique Indigenous heritage and culture within the City of Toronto. This fosters our commitment to the recommendations set forth by the Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
I'd like to thank Izzy too. That was beautiful. It really touched my heart. Thank you. So this song is the turtle song. And the turtle goes all around North America looking for lost souls, looking for people who need help. And part of it, when I do this song, it's up to you to own that time, because you will feel it. And if you don't, come and see me again. Oh, get your peepama down, Pawabana mona hey. Get your way to Uruahan, Anishinaabe. Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Yahweh, Yahweh, ho. Ho, ho, get your peepama down. Pawabana mona hey. Manito gitchima Anishinaabe. E-I head. E-I ho. E-I head. E-I ho. Thank you. Big word.
Thank you very much. Earlier this year, we reached out to our friends in Ottawa and talked about this incredible event we do in year 26, and we got this love back. I will read it to you from the Honorable Prime Minister. Dear friends, I am pleased to extend my warmest greetings to everyone taking part in the 2024 Friends for Life Bike Rally, organized by the Toronto People That AIDS Foundation. The annual bike rally offers a wonderful opportunity for participants to benefit from an outdoor activity while raising funds for a very worthy cause. Proceeds from this year's event will benefit PWA, Trellis, and Community Care, and ACCM Care Montreal. I would like to extend the participants, to commend the participants for their commitment to the health and well-being of their fellow citizens. I would also like to thank the organizers, sponsors, and the many volunteers who have worked so hard to make this event possible. Please accept my best wishes for a wonderful day and week, and for every success achieving your fundraising goals. Sincerely, the Right Honourable Justin P.J. Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada.
Thank you. All right. right, so again, hello for everyone watching online. Hopefully you can see me too. I'm waving at the camera. And hello everyone over here. Welcome once again. This is a big meeting. We're really excited. We have just over 30 days left till departure on August 4th. It's coming up real fast. For those of you who are here and have joined us on past rallies, there will still be some new information here tonight, so please pay attention. And then for everyone who's joining us for the first time, again, a huge welcome. Thank you for being with us. Yeah, welcome Scott over there. Lots of other newcomers this year. So a lot of your questions will be answered tonight, so pay attention as well. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the meeting in case we didn't get to any some things that you needed, so please come find us afterwards. We'll try to keep it moving as quickly as possible, and then afterwards there's going to be a social downstairs. So let's get into the agenda for tonight.
All right, tonight we'll be hearing from one of the community speakers, thanks to leadership of the Jerseys, talk about accommodation, transportation for after the rally, walk through the day of the rally, what to expect, talk about our safety protocols, fundraising updates. We will hear from our executive director, Suzanne, talk about safety on the road, sponsors, and looking ahead to volunteer support next year, followed by Q&A. So let's get to it.
All right, so first I'd like to invite Damian Franchich to come up. He's a past rally participant and a member of PWA Speakers Bureau, and he's going to share some of his story with us.
Hi everyone, thank you for inviting me and letting me share my story. I promise I'll be quick. I do usually talk a lot, but I'll be this one. So I was born in Slovenia back in 92. My life was nothing short, but not easy. So my dad when I was 1 month old, and then I was raised by my mom and with my brother and sister. I was always expected to be the perfect kid. They always used to call me the magic child, and I was just like not allowed to make any mistakes, and it was just not easy. I also grew up in a Christian family where I knew from very young age that I'm gay, and I was just not accepted, so I had to deal with all of that stuff as well. I decided to move on with my life and to educate myself, and I moved away when I was 16. Right after my move, when I got my first job, I was kidnapped. I went out to party. I had a drink with few guys. I woke up in a completely different country with no way to knowing how to get back home. So I was forced to prostitute myself, to walk the street. I was homeless for 2 months before I could find a way to connect with my family and to return home. The reason I couldn't tell them what happened is because I still was not out. My mom was the person who found my dad hanging from the ceiling. She never recovered from that, so I just didn't know how to tell her that what happened, and I didn't want to disappoint her. So back then I was just so lost. I thought I'm just never gonna find anyone who would understand what happened, accept me, and I thought life is over for me. Shortly after a couple months, I met this wonderful man whom, even though we separated now, I will never forget. And this is where I first came in contact with HIV. 1 month into our relationship, he was diagnosed with HIV. I was 20 years old. I had absolutely no idea what HIV meant. I lived in fear, knowing, do I have it, do I not have it? And back home, HIV is like non-existent. You have to tell people that you have AIDS, so that meaning that you're sentenced to death for us to be able to overcome that, we decided to move to Canada and start our life over, but it just didn't go the way we planned or we hoped for. And that is when I actually came in contact with PWA through my partner, because back then I was still HIV negative. Our relationship actually didn't go the way that I was hoping for, he was hoping for, so we separated. But I got diagnosed with HIV in 21, and to be honest, I never dealt with it because I was just like, okay, I have it, but I went through the most of it with him, so it was not that big of a shock for me. However, then I started coming to PWA. I found my family, I can say, which I never had. I never had friends. No one would understand me. No one would ever accept me. And here I found a community that changed my life. I funded the boutique. I found my passion. I overcome a lot, and currently I'm the happiest I've ever been. I'm doing an amazing work. I'm a team lead for housing access. I have big dreams, which I'm pretty sure that I will manage to make them a reality. And I would just like to thank everyone for accepting me into your family and for having me here today. Thank you.
Whew. Thank you so much, Damien. If you ever wondered why we ride, there's one perfect example. Okay, now we're going to go on to the thank yous for all of our amazing volunteer leaders, without which this event could not happen. We're going to start with the steering committee. When we call out your name, if you could please, if you're here, if you could please come up to the front so everybody can get to know you. We'll start with our sponsorship team, Steva and Joanne. Come on up. For our community engagement, Ted Robinson, who I'm sure is not here, but maybe joining us online. Jed and Vince, if you're here, come on up. Oh, sorry, this is yours.
Our fundraising team, Seamus, Trevor, and Peter, come on up. Our incredible media and communications folks, Daryl and Simon. Our logistics master, Bob Bierman. I'll do this also. From participant engagement, Sam and Larry. Our fabulous Rubbermaid rustlers, Eric and Brent. Our road support team, Todd and Gabby.
Our amazing food crew, Julie and Tech. For recruitment and retention, Dave Schwingenschlogel. He dared me to try to say his last name. Where's Dave? Did I get it? Yeah, all right. And Ken Murphy. And our wellness team, Albert and John.
Our training and support team, Steve and Lawrence. Our team leads, Jeff and Mark. They are your 2024 steering committee, and these folks have been working tirelessly since the end of last year's bike rally all year long to help create a magical experience for each of us. This bike rally was started by volunteers, has been led by volunteers, and continues to be a volunteer initiative. So huge thank you to the steering committee.
Get to know them, recognize them. When you see them on the rally, say hi. If you have questions, come up to any of us, and we will do our best to help you out. And it doesn't stop there. We've got some more amazing folks to recognize. Our amazing team captains, which I hope many of you have already gotten to know really well. So again, just like stand up, wave if you're here. With Team Shifts Creek, Dean Miller and Jeff Otto. Woo! Team Tire Poppers, my team, John and Kyle, who are not here, but they're online. Hi, guys. Team Spice Gears, Brian Millward and Jonathan Robbins. And the Bikeneers, Will Parks and Patrick Sensen.
Team Yes Handlebars, Keith Dell and Aubrey Pistorius. Team Heavy Pedals, Rob Howe and Francisco Romolino. The Twisted Shifters, Jonathan Worth and Serge Letourneau. And Shania Chain, Michael Blackburn and Simon Lisness.
Team Holy Spokes, Diane and Steva. Hello, hello, there you are. And finally, Team Cirque du Soleils, Kevin and Josh.
Okay, we're going to wear fabulous things this year on the road, from jerseys to t-shirts. Huge thank you to Daryl Mobby, who's been designing jerseys for many years, and the t-shirts. He's done it again. Daryl, come on up here. Huge round of applause. Daryl is sporting the official 2024 Bike Rally jersey. Work it, girl. Thanks. And for anyone who raises $6,000 or more for riders and $1,000 more for crew, there is the Rider Top Fundraiser jersey. There's a delay. There, it's back. It's back. So you will get those on packing day, and the standard crew T-shirt for all the crew this year, another fabulous design by Daryl, and the crew top fundraiser jersey for if you raise $1,000 or more. So again, thanks, Daryl. We will wear them proud the week of the rally.
And then the that last piece of apparel that we'll be showing you is our Pause jerseys and shirts. So many of you who have been on the rally know that the morning of day 5 is a really profound event for many, when those who choose to disclose their HIV status do so by wearing one of these shirts, surrounded and supported by all of you, their bike rally family. We often talk about eliminating HIV stigma as one of the goals of the bike rally, and also one of the goals of all of our AIDS service organizations that we partner with. This is one of the most meaningful ways in which we do that, by proudly and loudly riding through communities, big and small, on our way to Montreal. And we are immensely grateful for the impact that these participants continue to make. Together, we create a safe space for them. And while they choose to make a public statement on this day, the HIV status of our participants is a private facet of their lives. So we tread with utmost respect and sensitivity, ensuring that any photographs are captured only with their explicit consent. These shirts are available here tonight. We'll also have them on packing morning, and then of course after the candlelight ceremony on day 4. So if you would like to pick yours up tonight, come find any one of us or the PWA staff after the meeting. And now I will pass it on to Michael to start talking about the real nitty-gritty details.
Hi, everyone. Jameson. Oh, there I am, just creeping around camp. Perfect. So, we are the rally staff, so we work all year round at PWA to help put this on. We do all the work that you don't want to do. We get, probably 30 permits to go through all the municipalities we go through. We rent all the trucks. We create the box where you guys can create the rally magic. So I'm the event manager. I kind of mostly work with the co-chairs and the steering committee all year round to make sure that everything is working in tandem. Our other staff members are Marie Marchand, who is our donor support officer at PWA. Also, Juan, who is sitting with her, is our participant support. So anything you need with accommodations, bookings, if you need camping gear on the road, they'll be at the Rally HQ in camp, and can help you with any of your personal issues and travel plans. Well, no, we'll get to that. Wellness can do that. And then our logistics and communications coordinator, also Jameson, who will be up here speaking. He's helped do a lot of the planning of the route this year and is going to be working on marketing and communications on the rally as well. So the handbook went out, and this is the first version. There'll be a final version before the rally, but a lot of this is updated. There's a few changes that will happen, but a lot of it will either be on social media or on the website, and then in the final version of the handbook. There's a version for every type of participant, so you can download that and figure out what applies to you specifically. You'll also be getting the daily COG every day on the rally, which is an email that comes out between 4 and 6, depending on what news we're waiting on to give you. We try to give you up-to-the-minute things, air advisories for the next day, weather, and all the activities that are happening the next day as well. Great. Is this me or Jameson? Okay. So pre-rally transportation, this is mostly for Montreal and Kingston participants. So you're going to drop off your bike and gear at ACCM in Montreal or at Trellis in Kingston on Thursday night or Friday morning. Specific drop-off details will be sent to you because there's only about 20 of you, so we don't want to spam everyone with that. But your gear and bikes are going to be driven to Toronto and taken directly to packing day, so you can just bring yourself to Toronto and come to packing day and pick up all of your stuff and put it directly into your bins on packing day. Take your transportation yourself, and we will reimburse you up to $100 to help defray that cost. Please make sure this year to put your name tags on all of your bags and bikes. It was hard for us to figure out whose was whose once it got to Toronto, so that's just an extra thing to help us. And now on to Jameson with accommodations.
Okay, so for the Toronto accommodations on Friday, August 2nd and Saturday, August 3rd, it will be at the Daphne Coxwell Complex at the Toronto Metropolitan University, and they promise to give us a suite-style residence. We have 2 single bedrooms with a shared bathroom and a kitchen area, and I think by now you would have received an email from the headquarters asking you what's your preferred choice, whether you want to share a bathroom, with someone, and some of you have responded, and some, maybe you're still waiting to give an answer. And just so you know that your bicycles are not allowed in the room, instead you use the bike storage that's going to be downstairs, and if you do want to have some special accommodations for your bike, then you let us know and we will take it from there. In the Montreal accommodations, that's at the Marriott Residence Inn, we have been informed that there are only 5 rooms left from Friday to Sunday only. So if you know that you have not made any accommodations in Montreal, then it is important that you do so because there are 5 spots left. And you could speak with Marie or Juan at the right over there where it says Bike Rally HQ. To those online, you could send us an email. And they would be the ones to handle that for you. And as usual at Graynans and Concordia residence, the university residence room and communal bathrooms, and unfortunately, there is no air condition. So you could always work around that. And okay, so let's move on to transportation for our day 1 riders. That's at Port Hope. The bus will depart Port Hope, that's 62 McCall Street, at 8:30 p.m. So please ensure that you're ready by at least 8:15 so we could be on the safe side. And we do have shuttle buses departing from Montreal at noon each day, and that's on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. As you can see, we do have some spots left, and if you do want to make accommodations for that, you go ahead and speak to Murray and Juan, and they will be more than happy to assist you. And the shuttle buses will depart from the Graynans residence, Concordia University, with stops in Kingston, and we've recognized that the route to Toronto is a very long one, so we're gonna have a quick stop for dinner at En route to ensure that you feel very refreshed and that you know you can get some water, get a bathroom break, and after we head over down to Toronto to drop you off, at your final destination. And the bikes will be available for pickup, so please take note, August the 12th, 2 to 6 p.m., and August the 13th, 4 to 8 p.m. Please ensure that you come within the stipulated times, and if you are unable to, just send us an email and we would be more than happy to facilitate your request. And the last point says, if you do not use your spot on the bus, your deposit will not be refunded. So please, let's be responsible, and if you use it, fine. If you don't use it, fine. Okay, I see one hand. We have a question. Yes?
That wasn't official. Maybe someone gave you their bike. But we could, if there are people there because the crew is returning that day and you have your ID and the bike is there, we can give it to you, yes. Okay, packing day. First official start to the rally is on Saturday the 3rd, and from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Monsignor Fraser Isabella campus up at Isabella and Sherburne. Basically, bring all of your gear that day. You get 2 bins. Well, riders will get 2 bins. Talk to your crew leads about crew are getting bins this year, but it depends on which crew you are and how much room is in your vehicles. All crew will be getting at least 1 bin, and some will be getting 2 bins. But that will be sorted out in the next little bit. So when you arrive, check in, you get your swag bag, and then you load all of your stuff into your bins and put it onto your designated truck with your team. One-day riders, you can put your backpacks, which you can bring your things to Port Hope. That goes onto a truck. And I already spoke about the crew. We got a whole bunch of, we've ordered 100, almost 200 brand new bins this year because so many of them were broken, so that's good. A lot of the lids are actually going to close, which is great. And don't forget, don't pack your jersey for departure into your bins because you need it for the next morning.
And that next morning is departure day. So that is on Sunday, August 4th. We're really happy to leave from Corktown Common Park once again, just down at the bottom of Bayview. So this is the schedule for the day. We're starting bright and early just to get you used to the bright and early starts on the rally. So 6:30 a.m. is when kind of registration opens. About an hour later, 7:30, we'll do all the group photos with your teams and all the different groups. 8 a.m. speeches, followed by a stretch, and then we will hit the road at 8:30 on the dot if everything goes to plan. And just like Michael said, remember to not pack your jersey because you need to be wearing it on that first day. And bring everything that you need with you for that first day on the road. You will not have access to your bins until we get to camp. And then we talked a little bit, you saw about Bike Rally HQ over there. We have a new role this year, camp concierge role. Eli Elsasser, where are you? There you are. He is our Now you know how to find him. Just look for the sparkly hat. So yeah, it's a new volunteer role that really is just your ombudsperson, answer all your questions. He'll have, all the schedules, things like that. Any questions that you have, Juan will also be there to help out. So he'll have all the schedules, the daily cogs, any changes, updates, that kind of stuff. Your transportation, accommodations, all of that stuff will try to be centralized over there as your kind of one point of information. So please go find them and ask all your questions.
All right, a day in the life of the bike rally. Nice segue to bright and early. 5 a.m., wake up and start packing. I know heavy groans. Yeah, that's why we're starting early. I always recommend leading up to the rally, start getting up early so it's not a shock. The rider teams who are signed for breakfast will report to duty at 5:15, have some food, and start serving. Breakfast daily 5:45 to 6:45. 6:45 to 7:30 gives you time to take your tents down, do your bio breaks, load your bins back onto the vehicles. We'll do a stretch. While we're doing that, the crew will hit the road, and we will depart, if according to plan, every day at 8 a.m. Generally on the rally, there's about 25, 30 kilometers till there's a break, and then again till lunch, and another break, and then camp. So it's nicely broken up, so you have an enjoyable day. There's no rush. Everyone does need to check in by 5 o'clock daily. The wrestlers will arrive, unpack your bins when you arrive. They will be waiting for you with trolleys to go set up your camp. And generally around 2, most riders, some are starting to arrive. So from 2 to 5, you'll see a whole crew of riders coming in. 3 to 6, set up when you arrive, yoga classes, treatments from the CMCC team. Let's give a big round of applause for the CMCC team. They're in the back at the table. They've been supporting the rally for many, many years, so they are giving up their time to help us feel better throughout the week. So show them love. 5:30 to 7 is dinner. The charging stations are then open. Years ago, we created these wonderful wooden charging stations with plugs run by the generator to keep your devices charged. So throughout the week, you can be posting about the journey, trying to raise more money, sharing the experience with the social media world. Yeah, and 7 to 8 is some free time, and then 8 o'clock, the nightly activities, and quiet time at 10 o'clock. I will give you one public service announcement. In Port Hope, there is a train that comes through twice in the night. It is very loud. It feels like it's going to run your sweet face over. Please bring earplugs. We cannot control the train. And now, please welcome our participant engagement co-leads, Sam and Larry, to tell us about the fun activities for the week.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Myself, Sam, and me, Larry. Come on over here, Larry. We get to actually present new stuff for people who are returning riders and crew. The camera's right there. So we're going to talk about what the programming is day to day on the rally. Of course, we depart on day 1, and we will end with our celebration dinner, the David Linton and the Legacy Awards.
Yes, and that leads us into number 2 day, which is Super Drag Competition, Round 1, and Talent Night.
So those who were with us last year remembered the amazing drag shows we had. We're doing it again, but we're doing it times 2. Day 3, we are driving to Kingston. This is our Dress in Red Day. We will break with our normal routine of the 2 days before, and you'll spend time with your teams or your crews and do a team or crew dinner. We will meet again with Drag in the Park in downtown Kingston, and then Beers for Queers will happen once again this year.
Yes. Oh, and another thing, day 4, we are encouraging everybody to decorate your helmet. You can be as outrageous or professional as you want. There might be a prize or so, but remember, decorate your helmet, and I think we might have some pictures available eventually.
Okay, we'll get to the pictures in a second. And of course, the real heart of the day is the candlelight celebration. Day 5, we are going to end the day with Super Drag Finals. So we're going to pare down from all the wonderful talent we had in the day 2. And have something really amazing like we did last year. And of course, end the evening with karaoke. And
we have an arrival party destination, arrival party at Le Stud Bar in Montreal. And that's for everybody that has any energy left to come out and socialize and party. Yeah,
bring your friends, bring your family, get them know. So now you know something new, Le Stud Bar. Okay, that's me. I'll be honest. That's my helmet from last year. So our 25th anniversary was my celebration. Figure out, maybe you do something with your team. Maybe you have a team theme. Maybe you just want to do bike rally. Maybe you want to do your own thing. I will note that the cakes were made of foam. So if I had a crash, they would be smushy. Yeah, be safe. Make sure the helmet is still integral to your safety, but make it fun and enjoy. And then we've been in. We'll get to questions in a sec. Oh, you know what? We'll take questions on those slides. Gabby. So the candlelight celebration, which we used to call the vigil, is an opportunity to recognize what the core of our fundraising and ride is. People who have been with us and who have left us, the HIV epidemic and pandemic, those who live with us today who do have HIV, and people who ride because they ride for people who are no longer with us. It's many meanings, but we do celebrate the HIV and AIDS event, the thing that is our core.
Can I just speak just briefly? So it used to be called a vigil, and it always was very somber. And we're calling it a celebration because when you live with somebody and you get to know somebody, you love somebody, when they're gone, you still celebrate that you've had that moment with them. So we want it to be uplifting but also meaningful. So it's a celebration as opposed to a vigil. And we got some interesting surprises happening that night too. But back to Ambassador Award.
So for years we've been recognizing people who have done things on the rally year in, year out. And we give 2 amazing awards. We actually give more awards on the rally. But we've never recognized people who come out of the blue, out of the woodwork, and do something amazing on the rally once. Who do something for other people and change the lives of people on the rally and just make an imprint. And now we want to recognize that. So we have 2 new awards, the Ambassador Award and the Future Leadership Award, Leader Award. And they don't necessarily have to go to one person, but they're going to go to people who make a difference on the rally. The Ambassador Award is really for a person or people who do just sweat out the core identity of what the rally is while we're on the rally. And the Future Leader Award speaks to somebody who's gone, or some people who have gone above and beyond and who've never experienced the rally before. And I think that's really special because you don't have that experience. And to join in as a stranger and to get comfortable quickly and then to become a leader should be recognized. So we've come up with these 2 awards, and voting will be open all week. It's voted by you, the crew, and the riders. Go to our HQ, which there is, sorry if people online you can't see it, but there is a banner that represents where the HQ temp will be. So we assume that the ballot box and the ballots will be there unless we say in speeches over the course of a day that we've moved them. Vote if somebody has changed your life on any one day or many days on the rally. We want to recognize them, and the recognition will happen on departure morning at our departure ceremony. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. And yes, thanks to participant engagement. For all of the karaoke, the drag, the performances, and if you wish to speak at the candlelight celebration, a survey will come out in the next couple of weeks. You can just sign up. We'll get those, and even during the week of the rally, come see us if you wish to participate in anything. All are welcome. So over to Ariel, tell you about our arrival in Montreal.
Right, so this year, once again, we'll be arriving into Parc La Fontaine and the Robin des Bois restaurant, which some of you may remember. Don't worry. They are very excited to have us again, and they are very excited to show how much they've improved from last year. So we promise and hope that it will be a much smoother experience. So friends and family can arrive between 3:30 and 4. That's when we hope the riders will be arriving. Crew vehicles park at the designated spots, which you will be told. Crew, you likely will not have time to check into your accommodations first, so please come to the park right away. There will be drinks supplied by the restaurant. There will be tubs with beer cans and canned cocktails readily available, so we don't have to line up for 45 minutes. And so you'll get your stuff right away. Your first drink is covered by the bike rally. And then any other drinks you will order from yourselves. And then there'll be access to the metro station and shuttles to your accommodations. Oh, yes, Michael or Jameson, who's coming up?
The manager of the restaurant said she had never seen so many inconvenienced, polite people in her entire life. She's worked in the industry for 30 years. She's like, you are the best humans on earth. Like, she was like, we're going to do so much better. So there will just be tubs of drinks for you to pick up right away. So get your drink, get your first drink, and go straight to the stage, and then we can go from there. So the Bin and Bike Exchange, for those of you who are new, this is our delicate dance at arrival, where you give us your bike, and we put it on a truck to go back to Toronto, and you pick up all of your gear that you're going to take with you and when you stay in Montreal. It's going to happen differently this year. For those of you who were there last year, we are simply going to ride into the park to the restaurant, and you're going to put your bikes in a holding area, and then go get your drinks. And then when the events are over, you'll grab your bike and walk up the hill to where we came in last time, where the trucks were. So they're going to be there again, and then you're going to do all of that after the fact. We will do a shoe exchange as well, so you can take your riding shoes off and put on normal shoes, and that'll be down by the restaurant as well, where you're putting your bikes into the holding area. That also made me remember we'll do the shoe exchange as well at Queens too, like we did last year as well. And yeah, so you empty out your bins and you help the wrestlers as much as you can, keep things orderly, and pile up your bins, take your stuff, and put your bikes into the truck. And then we will have shuttle buses, 2 shuttle buses running, going to the Marriott as well as to Concordia. I just said what you... Go ahead.
All right, so crew members, we ask that they be at the Greenlands parking lot at 7 a.m. because we will be leaving at 8 a.m. and we want to ensure that we have a smooth process and we don't have to be waiting on anyone. However, the second point says if you want to stay in Montreal longer than Sunday, that is welcomed, but please, you need permission from your crew leads. And also, if the crew stays in Montreal, your second night at Concordia will not be reimbursed. So please take note of this very important point, because we don't want anyone to feel disgruntled or be in a position where they say, I did not know. It's right there on the screen, and we're making the presentation, so please take note accordingly. And as Michael said, we have 3 shuttle buses that will be running on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and it will have stops in Kingston and Toronto. So please ensure that this stays in your minds, because we want to ensure that we have a very exciting and less trauma-free experience. Oh my goodness, hands are up. All right. Okay, so after, yes. So save those questions, lock it in the memory, and we'll be happy to answer these questions after.
All right, now we're getting into a bit more detail, so we'll get some more special guests coming up to tell us some things. We're going to start with our wellness leads, John and Albert. If you can come up, please. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hello, John.
Hello, hello. My name is John. I've got my water here just in case. I will try and be brief. I will not stand in front of the screen. Hi, camera. Yes, brief, but hopefully entertaining. So, my name is John. I am a nurse, along with Albert Haddad. Albert Haddad, you moved. Hello. See, I told you I would be entertaining. We are the Leads of Wellness this year. Thank you for having us. Our job, literally, is to get you from Toronto to Montreal in one piece. So yeah, my experience comes from trauma. That's where I work as a nurse. So what we do, and Albert, of course, is a dental surgeon, and we have a whole team of folks who are healthcare professionals with licenses, with lots of knowledge, judgment, and skills to sort of help you on your way. So our job, in case you don't know how we work, we do a couple of things. This first little bit here is that we are kind of a moving drugstore. However, yes. So visit the Wellness RV if there are sort of things that you need. Things like Tylenol, Advil, Band-Aids, butt butter, that sort of stuff. However, when you read the handbook, it will give you a list of all the stuff that you should all have with you. So you must have those things yourselves, but in the event you are caught without it, we do have some stuff for you as well. Our main purpose is first aid. So essentially, we're going to clean up any boo-boos, wounds, type of things that happen. If you're feeling a bit ill, if you're feeling constipated, we got things for you. That said, if there is ever a question where somebody is thinking, I wonder if we should go to the hospital, the answer to that question is, we're going to the hospital. So even though we have doctors and nurses and folks on board who can do things to you, we are not in a hospital. Therefore, we are not able to do things that we would do in a hospital. So if we are ever asking that question, or if I find out you have fallen off your bike and hit your head in any way, we are going to the hospital. Sound good? Excellent! Yay! Also on board with us, we have our fantastic EMS or ambulance folk that were with us last year. They are amazing human beings. If you didn't meet them last year, you will this year. We love them. And they will be willing to wear red this year because they didn't know about the details of it. We also offer yoga 2 times during the rally, which people will love, and it helps keep you stretched and ready to go. This year, for the first time, we also have a member of our team who will offer peer support for your mental health. There are moments on the rally that we love, we want meaning, we want big emotional experiences because it feels good to have, but sometimes that can be overwhelming. If you have one of those moments, we do have someone on board. Jacob is with us this evening, that you can seek out at any point. Also, the steering committee put together sort of a form that you can contact us through the helpline or via online if you would like to sort of quietly and honestly talk to Jacob at any point. Okay? So that's offered for you. The last 2 pieces that we have are our RMTs and the glorious chiropractors we have in the back. Hi, chiropractors in the back. Yay! We are very blessed and happy to have these folks with us to help take care of your bodies. That said, everybody here gets 3 shots. Let's hear that again. 3 shots to see either the chiros or the RMTs. It is possible there will be some exceptions where somebody may get 1 or 2 more in the event they are desperate. We, as the healthcare professionals, will make that decision, not you. All right? Just saying. This is a gift, not a privilege. So make sure you are very kind and lovely with all of them, and we will do our best to make sure that you are treated as well as we possibly can. Sound good? Excellent. Get me to my next slide. Thank you. The other little bits that I want to talk about on the rally are basically water and heat. So this is our first one. You must drink lots of drinking of water. What you do in the sort of park afterwards when we're camping is up to you, but you need to be hydrated to make this safely from Toronto to Montreal. Couple of reasons. You will have more energy when you drink enough. You will feel better. You will not be nauseous. Also, most importantly for me as a neuro nurse, your brain will work and you will make better decisions, right? Those decisions have to do with your reaction time and like how cognitive you're going to be working. So you must be hydrated. The heat is the other part of that. If we have a really, really hot day, the other reason we need you hydrated. But that heat can also affect your ability to think and make strong decisions while you are on the road. And again, I want you to get from Toronto to Montreal safely without falling off your bike. So lots of hydration, stay out of the sun. Next one for me. The other little piece of that, in the off chance that we have cold, Layers are important. Once again, look to your handbook. Don't think it's summer and it's going to be 1,000 degrees the whole time. It might be wet and cold as well. So have lots of things to protect you from the sun and layers to protect you from the wet and cold. Yes? So, look at this photo. Does it look good? Is there anything wrong with this? Let me tell you why. So, a couple of things I want you to always think about when you're riding. One, these people are single file, and I do love that. I want you to talk and chat with your friends, but if there is any visible vehicle anywhere near you, please be single file. Do not pull up next to the person, because if there is a fight between you and a car, you are going to lose. Yeah? The other thing wrong with this, it is wet. Always pay attention to your road conditions. Last year we had lots of rain. Those of you who were there know how much rain. It was not great. But that affects how you're going to ride. The other big thing with this one, because it is raining, but generally at all times, is look how close they all are. Actually, somebody was telling me a story earlier today that at the beginning of a race they were in, everybody's all crunched up together, just like all of us are as we are leaving any campsite. The person at the front falls over, and all 30 people afterwards will go with them. This will damage you and your bikes. So, at all times, I want at least the distance of a cyclist between you and the person ahead of you, especially if you are going fast. Yeah? So, road conditions, weather, give yourself some space. Don't ride side by side, ride single file. Communicate, use your hand signals, because if you don't, it looks like this. And my goal on the rally is to read my book and just smile and wave at you all and not go to the hospital, right? So, we want you to be as safe as possible. Do not be this person. The last thing we're going to talk about, thanks to global warming, we have ticks in Ontario. And why is that important? Notice, sorry, I'm going to step off the camera for a second. See the yellow? What's the difference? Like, what's going on with the yellow and where we're going to be? Yeah, they're exactly the same. So essentially, the area where ticks are hanging out is totally along our route the entire way. The reason we're concerned about this, if you don't know, ticks have a bacteria on them that can give you Lyme disease. Lyme disease comes with some pretty nasty neurological problems that you don't want. So, ticks are tiny little black creatures from the size of a poppy seed to a pea. In this case, bigger is not better. When they are older and bigger, they have that bacteria. That is the risk for Lyme disease that you don't want. So how are we going to avoid that? Essentially, they live in long grass and sort of bushy areas. So most of the time, we're probably fine. But those of you who might, I don't know, pee in the bushes occasionally while you're going along the route, maybe be a little less shy this year. Don't go into the bushes and into the tall grass to do that, as you may come out with a new friend that you weren't looking for. Ways to avoid that are layers is one way, if you can, depending on how hot it is. Light colors so we can see it. Use your bug repellent. After we are biking, you're going to get in the water and clean off, or maybe some of you will be like bougie and use the showers. But that's a chance to find a friend, make a new friend, and have a quick look at your body head to toe and make sure there's nothing trying to eat a chunk of you. On the off chance that you do see one of these little critters digging into you, they're not terribly difficult to get off. We may have to visit the hospital for that, but something that you're looking for is sort of a bullseye-shaped rash. If that appears on you, not great, but treatable. When we have 72 hours, we'll take you to the hospital, we'll give you a drug, and it goes away. Like some other things that we have encountered before when we are out on a Friday night. Yeah, I think that's basically it for me. So if you want to see us, come visit us at the Wellness RV. We will have also giant sort of medical signs on all of our vehicles so you can see us on the road and seek us out, and you can always call the helpline. Sound good? Please stay safe. We'll see you at the end.
All right, we're moving right along. We're getting close to the end. Please welcome our road support leads, Gabby, just Gabby, but Todd's there in spirit. Oh, John's back. Hydrate.
Hi, everyone. My co-lead Todd is sitting over there, raising his hand so you can see who he is. Todd has been leading Food Crew for approximately ever and is now joining me on Road Support. So I'm excited to see how he likes this new experience. So I want to start by saying, what do we do? What is Road Support? For anyone who's new and doesn't know, we mark the route a day ahead of time. So all these lovely arrows that are going to tell you where the food is set up by us. We also sweep, which means we're at the very end of the ride, behind the bike sweeps, taking down all those lovely arrows and making sure that nobody gets left behind and that we leave all the locations at least as good as we found them, along with Food Crew and staff and HQ and everybody. So make sure that job is easy by cleaning up after yourself at snack breaks and lunches. And then we also cheer everybody on. We wear silly costumes. We try and make your day a little bit better. We try and make you smile. And we take care of you. If you need a ride for whatever reason, mechanical, minor health issue, mental breakdown, you just need a friend for a little bit, we're there to give you a ride forward. I really want to emphasize that there is absolutely zero shame in needing a ride for a portion. I'd love for everybody who's ever ridden in a Road Support vehicle in previous years, for any reason, for any amount of time, to raise your hand. All right, so first years, check it out. There's lots of people who have done it. It is a long ride. It's 6 days. There's a lot of stuff to do, okay? So don't worry about it. If you need some support, that's what we're there for. And I raised my hand because I also have done that, not just as an example. So with that, I want to talk about sweeping. As was mentioned earlier, there's an expectation that you arrive in camp by 5 p.m. every day. Sometimes that is not attainable for whatever reason. Extreme heat, extreme rain, extreme crankiness. Maybe your old knee injury has just decided that it didn't really want to be helpful today. Whatever the reason may be. If we as Road Support deem that it's near the end of the day and you're not keeping pace and you're not going to make it in on time, we're going to have a chat with you and pick you up and drive you into camp. If you want to be driven a kilometer out of camp and ride that kilometer in, sure, no problem. We can definitely do that. It's really for the benefit of everybody. We have lots of volunteers that are depending on everything happening on time. We have food, we have dinner, you have to get your tent set up if you don't have any besties doing it for you. So it's just a fact of life. So please cooperate if we end up in that situation. In addition, if you're having a really, 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 really hard time in the morning, let us know. Maybe we can boost you to lunch, and that'll allow you to ride the rest of the day because you had enough rest and enough food to help you keep going. So anyway, that's all I'll say about sweeping. Safety is our number one priority, as is pretty much everybody else's on the ride. Wellness covered some of that. We will call you out if we see you doing unsafe things on the road. That includes not stopping at stop signs. That includes riding two abreast when there, or 3 or 4 when there are cars on the road. I get it. Like if it's empty and there's nobody around, then live your life. But yeah, we're gonna call you out. It's for your safety. It's for our safety. It's for everybody. WhatsApp. Many of you probably have WhatsApp. It's a texting and communication app. If you can, and encourage all of your friends who are coming along on the ride to download that app and know how to use it before the ride, we would really appreciate it, because sometimes people get lost, or sometimes people are not lost, but they think they are. And they call the emergency line, and I pick up, and I say, hi, how's it going? And they say, I'm lost. I need to be able to get your location so that I can help you. And it's easiest if we are working on the same app. There are ways around it. If we're not, but I'm not an iPhone user. I'm an Android user. If you have Apple Maps, we're going to have a whole crisscross. I'm going to try and teach you how to use Google. You're not going to know how to use Google. I'm going to try and download Apple Maps. It's not a scene we want. So please, if you can, download WhatsApp and just have it ready. You don't have to like add anybody or anything. Just have the app on your phone. What do we have? Crew. Oh, crew. My crew. Hi. If you're here from Road Sport, online or in person, please check your emails. We've sent out a recent email with some updates about what's coming up. And if you're here tonight, please come and say hi to Todd and I, especially if we haven't checked in with you yet or met you yet. We'd love to meet you. And I think that's about it. And we're here to encourage you. We're here to put a smile on your face. And hopefully you can spread that encouragement along as well. Thanks, everyone.
All right, a couple other updates. Nutrition, of course, check your emails. Everyone should check their emails as often as possible because there will always be good information coming. A couple updates from the nutrition crew. We are asking everyone to bring your own plastic or metal plate and your cutlery and a cup or a mug just to reduce on waste. We will provide liners for your plates to make the cleanup a lot easier. A quick note, I don't think we have a Rustler slide, but a quick note, in case you don't know what the bins look like, there are bins over here, so you can come take a look at them, check out the size, that kind of stuff. And then Michael will give us some weather policies.
So over 26 years of the bike rally, we've been able to watch climate change happen in real time. Things are happening that were not happening in the past. One of those things is smoke from wildfires, which has become an issue over the last couple of years. We do watch the Air Quality Health Index. If it's 9 to 10, we will suggest you do not ride for your health. We will not stop you from riding. The only time we would maybe stop you from riding is if the majority of people do not want to ride, and then we wouldn't have people on the road to support you. But that's a very extreme case. It's really up to you to monitor your own health and what air quality means to you and whatever underlying conditions you might have. A 7 or 8, we would say ride with caution, and that depends on other variables. If it's very humid, if it's like day 2, which is the longest day, you're going to have more issues. Again, if you're having trouble breathing, talk to wellness, have road support come help you. Yeah. Thunderstorms are getting much stronger. We've had a couple that were right over us and were quite violent. They come quickly. They are not in the weather forecast. We are constantly watching the radar maps, and they kind of just generate within a few minutes, and then it takes 5 minutes for them to hit us. We will this year be setting off warning alarms in camp when one is coming. This is a lot of words. I will create a diagram for you. When you hear that, if you have started putting up your tent, finish putting up your tent, and ideally get into it. If you have not started putting up your tent, then don't start. You don't want to get caught halfway through putting up your tent in a thunderstorm. It will destroy it for the rest of the ride. Seek shelter. The safest places are in your tent or in a vehicle. When we all hid underneath the food tent last year with with a lightning storm right above us, not great. It's basically a circus tent with metal poles. So we're going to discourage that. The rustlers will have the trucks open for you to go in. Again, go into your own tent. We will also have other crew members go to their vehicles, and you can all kind of huddle in SUVs if there's room. We'll all just help each other out that way. And then another thing is just the thunderstorms come and go quickly. There's also nonstop rain, which is more of an issue. We can't get dry. Our gear can't get dry. We can't get dry. We get cold. It also can lead to flooding, which makes it hard to set up camp. So these will be unique situations, but we do have emergency plans for sheltering or moving the entire rally to a new location if necessary. These will be shared with the crew, and again, very, very rare that these will happen, but it's good to have backup plans. in these situations. Again, this is new for the crew. We will have you secure your own stuff and then muster to your vehicles to help move as many people as possible. We do have replacement camping gear that we're bringing with us. If you need something if something's been destroyed, a pole's broken, if something's been washed away, come to HQ and we can lend you more gear. We can also bring your stuff to the laundromat for drying. We had to do that last year. Thank you, Gabby, for taking a whole day to do that. So if you need to sleep, if your clothes get wet, sleeping bags get wet, we can also do that. Great.
Fundraising. Huge thanks to each and every one of you. It's been very heartwarming to see how hard everyone's been working since they signed up to the rally, all the engagements with your donors, all the social media posts, talking about the training rides. At its core, that's why we're here, to raise money to help people living with HIV. So let's tell you how we're doing right now.
Boom, there we are. We are at just over $1.1 million. That's, woo! Thank you to all of you. We are 66% of our $1.7 million goal, so there is still quite a little ways to go, but it's very achievable. Last year, just on the week of the bike rally alone, we raised $200,000. So don't forget, during the week, post your pictures. If it rains again, we had amazing pictures in the back of a truck, which I'm sure many people here can tell you how many donations they got from the rain and the wet. Whatever you want to show, people will donate to you when they see you riding, actually riding. So don't stop. And all these totals include all of our sponsorship amounts, all of our major gifts. So if you're thinking there's going to be some more stuff coming, no. The rest is all up to us in this room and online and everybody else who should be in this room or online. So don't give up. So here's some little tips. So just 4 weeks to go. If you haven't started, please start today. If you're close to your goal, keep going, dig a little deeper, and pass it. If you've already reached your goal, increase it. Again, you will be surprised how many people will not donate to you because they're like, oh, you already reached your goal, I'm going to donate to someone else. No, we don't want that. You want their money. So increase your goal. You can do it. And again, if you don't know what to do, if you're concerned, if you have questions, if you need help, reach out to any one of us. We have obviously a fundraising team, but any of us can help you. Reach out, ask your friends, ask your teammates, ask your captains. Everyone has been doing this for a long time, and they'll for sure have some tips for you.
And now we'd like to welcome our friend, our executive director. She's ridden, she's crewed, she runs this agency, Suzanne Paddock.
Thank you so much, Rob. So good to see all of you. You know, I look at this banner, and you know, we're here, we're proudly riding to make a positive difference. This incredible event, I feel like, could only come from the HIV movement. When the rally was created over 25 years ago, Danny and David Linton did this because PWA was in a financial crisis. And if they didn't do something, PWA would close. Now that was in the late 90s. And the reason for that is because so much of the attention around the HIV movement has been focused on keeping people who are HIV negative, which of course is worthy and important. But long because of HIV stigma and discrimination, have people living with HIV been left behind? But even though that happens, and has happened and continues to happen because of stigma, things like the rally come about. A magnificent force and power of love, truth, and healing. I want to thank you all for doing the rally, for caring for the family of HIV. Because we all know that if David and Danny didn't stand up, if you didn't continue to stand up, who would, right? We got to take care of our family. The rally is incredible, and I really want you all to bask in the awesomeness of this event and about what you're about to do, whether it's the first time or the 18th time. That's incredible. What you have helped the HIV community to do, we're actually sitting in this room, in this amazing building that's becoming a hub for people living with HIV. So just like the amazingness of the rally was created out of dire need, we're now sitting in this incredible building that a private donor bought for us so that we could have a place of permanence and safety for people living with HIV. This hub is such an amazing feature that you all have helped to bring about. We had this virtual donor meeting, and one of our bike rally own, Paul Dawson, was there and said, you know what I really like about this building is that it is a place of permanence and something to invest in our future. Now, for those of you who've been in this hub a couple of times, you're like, well, what's going on here? This floor still looks pretty bare. In fact, we don't have overhead lights, which is why we use this ambient lighting. You know, it's an evolution for sure, right? We all have to start somewhere. But what has started on the ground floor is we've started offering a community kitchen. So every day, volunteers come, they staff, and they make lunch for about 100 people who need something to eat. And many people come to PWA hungry. We also have this beautiful community garden that flourishes out the back, that's tended to by our volunteers, and a beautiful gallery on the first floor so that we can see HIV-positive artists work and celebrate the gifts of our community. If I may, a few months ago, we were celebrating PWA's anniversary down on the first floor, and one of our bike rally own was there, Dustin Seidler. I don't see him here tonight. And I was talking to Dustin, and we were interacting with some folks, and someone came up to Dustin and I and said, "Oh, is he your son?" I'm sure Dustin could see the kind of gunshot look at my face, like, what? Dustin, I couldn't really say anything. Dustin quickly, being ever the gentleman, said, no, she's my wife. I raised him well, yeah? He's a good son. Good son. But you know what was so funny about that evening on the ground floor was it was actually the second time someone referred to me as their mother, and I'm not trying to center myself, but to focus on an interaction. There was a person there at that anniversary event who did not speak any English and came up to me and through a translation app on their phone communicated to me that they needed medication right then and there. So, you know, we had this wonderful journey going up to PWA and, in fact, giving him medication, which was great. And through this app, he asked me what my name was, and I told him, and he said, "Oh, that's my mother's name." And so ever since then, bless, he calls me Mama, which I'm, hey, okay, sure. I had assumed that he was Eastern European. And as I got to know him, I was like, oh, okay, he's from Turkey. And I started learning a lot about him through this web translation app. What he quickly told me, and he's a young man, is that he came to Canada, much like Damien, to pursue a dream. That he, in fact, had experienced some significant trauma from his family. That his family had disinherited him. That his family actually physically assaulted him. He showed me the pictures. I also learned that he was staying in very precarious housing and was experiencing a lot of stigma and discrimination. He told me about the fact that he had gone to see a dentist and the dentist put on 4 pairs of gloves. He told me that he was very emotional because he started hormones and was transitioning. They told me that they were very hungry and didn't have enough money to come to PWA to access our food bank. And as we were talking one day through this app, and they shared all this information with me, you know, in my best ability, I was scanning and looking at their face and thinking, my God, is this person at risk of suicide? But this person is extremely resilient. And I quickly have realized, as I've seen him at many events where he cannot speak any English, but comes anyway, shows up, that they are very strong. They showed me a picture of their fiance. They asked me if they could get married here in the hub, and I was like, absolutely, we even have a reverend on staff. And I marvel that they show up at different events, not knowing anybody, all the things that they face and have faced, but continue on, like Damian. This is why we write, right? Now, this person's story is a bit unique because we have so many newcomers who are coming to PWA, right, Gareth? Yeah. So many who are Black, who are Latinx, who have similar stories to the Turkish person, but they face anti-Black racism. They come to Canada often having never experienced anti-Black racism and are shocked when they find out about Truth and Reconciliation and about anti-Black racism here in Canada. I engage with a woman who transitioned in Barbados and came here homeless, trying to find a shelter where she felt safe to be, not having enough money to come to PWA, trying to get access to medical care, but ultimately having to stay in a shelter in Brampton. And it's so interesting, while all this is going on, we have all these newcomers, Black and Latinx newcomers coming to PWA. The folks that we've been serving for so many decades are starting to feel like they don't see themselves at PWA. They feel that we don't care about them because we're so focused on helping the newcomers who have barely anything. And it's this whole complexity of the lack of services for the aging population, the lack of services for the newcomers population, the drug poisoning crisis, the housing crisis, the mental health crisis, and here we are at PWA trying to do our best. Our family. This is our family. Our family needs us every single day. So when you raise that money that we just saw, that makes sure we can give somebody a Presto card so they can come to PWA and get a meal at that community kitchen and take some food home with them. That money makes sure that if their phone breaks, which is their lifeline, that we can help them repair it. That money helps us to give out food through our food bank, and it helps to ensure that when someone has language barriers, that we can connect them with a peer who speaks their language, and in fact, we have peers that speak Turkish, so that they can communicate with their doctor. This is what you do. So there's, right, absolutely. This is amazing. We've got a lot of things in this world that still aren't right, but we know we're in it for the long haul till there's a cure. But in the meantime, Bike Rally, I know it's not easy. I know that you may find yourself at a moment where you feel overwhelmed, where you might feel like it's too much work, it's too hard, you don't want to do it. I find myself sometimes in that moment too. And when we do, let's remind ourselves of that person from Turkey, from that trans woman from Barbados, and think how hard they have it every day. And may that be the reason we write. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. And to all of you, this is the reason why we ride. It all comes full circle. Huge thanks to Cycle Solutions, one of our sponsors. Year after year, they donate a bike. And for everyone who has raised your 250, you've been entered. So can we have Scott Merritt join us on stage to roll the dice on who's going to win this beautiful bike?
I'll just explain how it's going to work. All 2,665 entries have been given a number on my phone. And Scott's going to pick a random number, and that was going to be the winner. But he will speak first.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, sorry, I want to get that over here. Thank you, Zan, for your speech. And it's really heart-warming to hear that. And that's one of the main reasons why we've come and been a part of the ride for so many years. Cycle Solution, I think this is our 25th year of being part of it. We try to help you get there to Montreal. One thing I want to clear up for the people who are watching at home, if you're traveling out of town, we will be available to take your bikes to our shop. We can build them up, get them ready for the ride. I will be there in the morning as well, the day when we report. So team leads, if you have people out of town, please let them know. Contact Cycle Solutions and we'll get you all organized with that. So thank you. Oh, also very important, make sure you get your bikes tuned up 2 weeks before the ride. Very important. So let's go to the fun part. Everybody's excited about this. So this year we've decided to give another bike away. Beautiful. Here's an example of it. Voila. And are we ready to find out who the winner is? What's the number? Oh, sorry. So the number is going to be 1232.
Tim Ledger. Yay!
Come on up, Tim. Did you buy a new bike? No, I don't. Oh.
It's amazing. Awesome. What? This is great. So how do I give the money back to PWA?
You can do if you want. We can draw another name if you want.
Okay, let's do that.
Oh. I don't need a new bike. Oh, thank you. 883.
Brian Millward.
No, I was thinking when you came down, I was like, we might have to pull the mic out of it.
I got a new bike. I love it. Oh, I'm fully taking the bike.
Off you go. Yeah, yeah. Amazing. Thank you, Scott and Cycle Solutions. All right. Now, for real, the home stretch. I know we've talked about safety twice already tonight, but this is a recurring theme. We will be talking about it a lot. So, again, some tips. Get some rest is very important. Get a good night's sleep. You want to be alert. Eat properly. Fuel your body. Prepare any of your gear, fill up your water bottle so you're not scrambling in the morning. Get your tires inflated. We have our amazing mechanics, part of the road support team, that are there every day to help you with all of your troubles and all of your problems and tuning your bikes, obviously. And just ensure you have everything you need. Your bike, by now, hopefully you figured out that it's the right size for you and that you have a properly sized helmet as well. As we mentioned, get it tuned up, make sure everything's there, make sure you've got all your accessories, know the rules of the road. We'll also be reminding people if there's any changes on the routes or any things to watch out for. Listen to your body. If you're feeling tired, if you need a break, like Gabby said, no shame in asking for a ride if you need a little bit of help. Check the weather. We'll be reminding you about that as well. And just ride responsibly and have fun. All right, and then we'll very quickly go through some of the hand signals. If you want to stand up and do them with me, for the people, well, the people on where you can't see them, but like everybody practice. If you're turning left, what do you do? If you're turning right, what do you do? Stop. Slowing. Yeah, you know, you got a little vibe. All right, if there's a pothole, what do you do? Oh, yeah, okay, well, you call out hole, yeah, and you point to it, too. If there's gravel or glass or any other rocks, whatever it is, gravel, you can call them out, too. And if you're going to cross railroad tracks, what do? There you go. It's very important, please do it. And if you're passing someone, what side do you pass them on? On the left. And what do you say when you're passing them? On your left. Thank you. All right.
All right, 2 more things and we're done. Please, can we have our sponsorship leads, Steva and Joanne, up here to talk about sponsors? Here she comes. Come on.
All right, we'll be real quick because you guys have been here long. There's a whole bunch of logos here. But you guys want to know what you're getting, the free stuff you're getting this year, right? So some years we get lots of stuff. Some years people forget about us. We have 2 returning people. Where's Joanne? Just sit down, girl. It's okay. I'll do it. It's fine. It's all good. All right, so Made with Local, they're a bar everyone liked last year. This is actually going to go in your bag. It's not a power bar or energy bar. It's just a nutritional bar. It doesn't hold up in the heat. That's why it's going to be in your bag and not during the rally. What else are we getting? Clarins is a new product we're getting. Everyone's getting this. And what is it? It's exfoliating body scrub for smooth skin. So let's save it for Kingston and use it in Kingston, and then I'll tell you what to do on social media after that. You know what I'm going to say, right? Wait, there's some more I have to say. So LMNT, this is like an electrolyte product this was on the rally last year, and everyone really liked that. So we got a hell of a shit ton more of it this year. Explicative, sorry, whatever. So we're going to change it a little bit. We're not going to put everything in your bags. We want to maximize the use of the stuff we get for free. So this is not going to go in your bag. It's going to be available during lunch and on the breaks and when you need it. This can be an alternative to Gatorade. No shade to Gatorade, but shade to Gatorade. This is actually a little bit better. All right, just pay attention to how you dilute it, and that'll really help you. What else? Let's read. There's something called Hippie Snacks. It's like the little pouches of granola or crackers. That's going in your bag, so you get that as well. Company called Enerlife. They're going to give us a whole bunch of stuff. That's going to go in your bag, which is like, do you know what like Emergency C is? Anyone know? It's like a powder product. It's that company. So I think it's several of their products that are going in one bag, and then you're all going to get all those products in your bag. One success story is the biking lawyer you'll see here. I just saw him on a bike shelter. Last year, he just put what they call crash cards. This is what you call in case you have a bike emergency or accident. So they turned from just putting the cards in to putting the cards in and giving us money this year. So my goal is to help create relationships that they constantly give us stuff, all right? What else? Joanne got us Harmon's Craft Brewing. Woo, that sounds exciting, right? It's going to be exciting. And this year we have Dose Juice. We're going to have fresh ginger turmeric juice every day, okay? So we're going to coordinate with nutrition. We get like 500 or 600 of them. There'll be a certain amount put it every day. So if you had it 2 days in a row and you feel like somebody haven't gotten it, maybe let them have it, all right? And we're trying to change it a little bit. We're going to do some brand activation. So on packing day, we're going to have 100 to give away. So when you come and do your packing day stuff, have a sample of Dose ginger turmeric juice and put it all over social media and tell them thank you. And what else? That's all I have to say. You can see these sponsors here. There's a bigger list of sponsors. We'll go over that during the rally. Things we're working on still are protein bars, energy gels, and an adult beverage sponsor, which would be an activation possibly. Stay tuned on one of your days. All right, so what else do I have to say? Oh yeah, but the social media part, feel free to like and share anything about this, because that engagement piece gets us to the next level sometimes, peeps. All right, so like I said last year, tag that shit, tag that shit, tag that shit. All right, if you're not a social media person, you don't have to do it, but if you can, It's very helpful. They'll see that engagement, do it through the course of the week. We might give you themes through the course of the week. Say Monday will be Clarins, and like we'll take pictures with Clarins and be like, thank you, Clarins, whatever, we love you, best thing ever. My skin is so soft now. All right, I think that's all I have to say. Do you want to say anything? Okay, she has nothing to say. All right, everybody, love you.
Thank you. All right. Last slide. Yeah, basically last slide. So we're starting early with our call to action. So you've met a bunch of the leaders of the rally. You know all of the volunteers and all of the wonderful people that help make this event happen. So we will be putting out the call to action in a couple of weeks. There's lots of positions on the steering committee open for next year. Of course, our team captains, we always want more and more team captains. If you love what your captains are doing for you already, if you love what they're going to do for you during the rally and you want to give that experience to someone else, please consider stepping up and volunteering to be a captain as well. Besides the actual steering committee roles, we'll also be asking people if they want to get involved in any other way. If you think you can't commit to a full year on being on a steering committee, tell us you want to help out in some other way. We'll have a nice list of people that we can call if we need some little help to help with events or anything else. So watch out for that, and please consider signing up. And that's it. We're all done. So now we're going to do the Q&A. The social is downstairs on the first floor. So if you don't have questions, if you don't want to listen to the questions, you can start making your way down. There are some adult beverages down there. There's some snacks. So yeah, go help yourselves. We'll be there shortly. And if anyone else wants to stay behind to ask questions, please do so. People online, we can probably see your questions in the chat, maybe. So if you have questions, put them in there and we'll try to answer them. Thanks, everyone.
Something we can pick up today, right? What is it?
Some of the incentives, yes. At the HQ, yeah, they'll have it, yeah.